Starts now. We're going to go through position group by position group of this 2022 San Francisco 49ers roster to pass the time before the start of training camp on July 29th. And I'm going to go reverse order. Going to start with the secondary, and I'm going to break this up into three categories. It's going to be what we know about the 49ers secondary, what we can expect, and what we can project from an analytics standpoint for the 49ers secondary in the 2022 season. What we know, these are going to be short and sweet, so let's get right to it. What we know is the 49ers secondary is much deeper this season than it was last season. I have illustrated this several times with a simple comparison. In 2021, the 49ers were reliant on Jason Verrett to be effective, at least early on, at the cornerback position. Obviously, Jason Verrett got hurt, so we saw things go downhill for the 49ers, especially throughout the first three quarters of the season at cornerback. Well, whereas that was the case in 2021, in 2022, Jason Verrett is again on the 49ers roster after the team re-signed him, but he's merely icing on the cake. He'd be found money if the 49ers were to get something out of him. That's how much deeper the 49ers are at the rest of the cornerback position. They've signed Charvarius Ward. He's the high-priced free agent, really the jewel of this free agent class, formerly of Kansas City. That's where he played out his rookie contract years. And now Ward is going to be counted on to be cornerback number one for the 49ers. And that bumps everybody down a slot, right? So Emmanuel Moseley projects as cornerback number two while Jason Verrett's unavailable. And if Jason Verrett does come back and does produce for the 49ers, maybe Emmanuel Moseley gets knocked out of one of those starting cornerback spots. But either way, the 49ers would have options, and that's why I'm going to bust out the 90-man roster so we can take a quick look at this so we can visualize exactly where the 49ers are at that cornerback position. So here we go. Screen share is going to be activated right now. 49ers, 90-man roster, 53-man depth chart. Scroll down to cornerback. You can see Jason Verrett right here. I have him highlighted in red. That means that I have him projected to start the season on an injury list, although that is not a given. There's a chance that Jason Verrett will be available for week one since he's tore his ACL way back in week one of 2021. But you obviously have the guys that are signed in yellow. Charvarius Ward, Dante Johnson re-signed this offseason. Ambry Thomas, you can expect the second-year jump from him. We saw an end-of-year one jump from him. Emmanuel Moseley's played good football for the 49ers. Samuel Womack is the rookie, slots in as nickelback, and Tariq Castro-Fields is a rookie sixth-round pick. Safety position, Ward and Hufanga. Talanoa Hufanga started there at OTAs. The Charvarius Ward coming back from the Achilles, and George Odom, free agent signing from Indianapolis. Both have a chance to get into that safety rotation, especially since D'Amico Ryans plays three of them. I'll delve a little bit further into that after we continue talking about this. So we go from what we know to what we can expect. And I think we could definitely expect better outside cornerback play from the 49ers, but question marks will remain in coverage at nickel and at strong safety. So make this big one more time. Take a look at cornerback. If you have Charvarius Ward, your coverage is going to be better. Last season, the 49ers set records with the amount of pass interference penalties they committed. 20 PIs committed on defense, and they had that many about halfway through the season. It was historically bad, and it's because you're only as good as your worst cornerback in the secondary, and Jason Verrett had gotten hurt in week one, and Moseley was unavailable for part of that time. 49ers were in deep trouble in that secondary. Well, this season, you potentially have Ward and Verrett on the outside, at least Ward, or Ward and Moseley on the outside. That's going to make the 49ers a whole lot better on the outside. Ambry Thomas improving is going to make them a whole lot better on the outside. But I would be concerned about the slot cornerback position because K'Wan Williams is gone. And Williams was a dependable slot for the 49ers. He was a productive player there. So the question is, who takes over that slot position? Well, if you look at the depth chart, Darqueze Dennard can potentially take it over. And maybe I should have Dennard projected to the 53-man roster. I can make that change at any point on this spreadsheet. Maybe you have somebody like Emmanuel Moseley kick out to the slot if both Ward and Verrett are healthy. Or maybe you do that even if Verrett isn't healthy because Ambry Thomas could lock down one of the outside cornerback spots. Or, hey, maybe even Verrett can go into the slot later in the season once he's fully healthy. Adaptability is really important to the 49ers for this reason because K'Wan is gone. You have to find somebody to man the slot. Darqueze Dennard did a great job in that season finale to the regular season against the Rams. Shut down Cooper Kupp. I mean, for over 18 snaps, the 49ers got what they needed to in a huge win. Denard's been there. He's done it before. He's a veteran. He's probably somebody that the 49ers trust. But is he good enough to be a down-in, down-out, season-long replacement for K'Wan Williams? That I am not sure about. And because I'm not sure about that, we talk about the potential machinations that the 49ers can run. And with these machinations, it's good to have strength in numbers. And this season, the 49ers definitely have better strength in numbers in the secondary than last year. Now, the future wild card for the 49ers is right here, outlined in blue. That's Samuel Womack. Let me tell you a little bit something about Samuel Womack. 5th-round draft pick out of Toledo, extremely long wingspan. We're talking nearly 32-inch wingspan, which is about as long as Richard Sherman's arms, but Samuel Womack is only 5'9". He's got real quickness, and he could sure fly. He can move, 4'4", 40. He's a guy that might even have outside corner adaptability. Maybe you could think a little DJ Reed, who just signed for big money with the New York Jets after he was with Seattle past couple of seasons. Well, Samuel Womack might be able to plug into that spot for the San Francisco 49ers, but he is a rookie, and we probably can't expect it all too soon from Samuel Womack. So it's going to be a development game. It's going to be mixing and matching. It's going to be utilizing strength and numbers. Charvarius Ward is going to be the cornerstone. But then if you get something out of Verrett, Mosley, Ambry Thomas, Diamond Lenore, haven't even mentioned him yet, well, then you could fill out that slot position for the time being while Womack delivers and develops, not delivers. You got to develop before you deliver, and that's what the 49ers hope from there. All in all, we can go to our projection. What we can project about the 49ers 2022 pass defense, given all these changing different variables. I project number 5 ranked pass defense by DVOA. Let's take a look at 2019. They were number 2 in 2019. The massively good pass rush was a big part of that, but Richard Sherman also had a really good year as cornerback number 1 in 2019. Then Sherman got hurt, right? 2020, he didn't play a whole lot. Verrett had a good season for the 49ers in 2020, even though he hardly played in 2019. I think 2020 Jason Verrett actually was, low-key one of the really good 49ers cornerback seasons we've seen in recent years. It slept on a lot, let's put it that way. But the pass rush was not nearly as strong. So the 49ers dropped to the number 7 secondary by DVOA in 2020. So from number 2 to number 7 to you see 2021, huge cornerback issues for the 49ers. And even though the pass rush turned it around and the corners turned it around a bit late, the 49ers sunk to number 15 in pass defense DVOA. That is not a trend in the right direction, right? From number 2 to number 7 to number 15 over the past 3 years. But I would project the 2022 49ers secondary to bounce back because the pass rush is locked and loaded again. So you have to assume that they're going to stay reasonably healthy. We're not going to assume injuries here. And the secondary is more loaded than at any point during the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch tenure. For that reason, I project number 5 DVOA for the 49ers pass defense. And that, of course, would set them on a good track to be one of the better defenses in all football. Anyway, that's a quick look into what we can expect from the 49ers secondary. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Going to go through every single position group, quick hitter style like this in under 10 minutes. Secondary has been first, linebackers next, and you can guess what will be after that. All right, everybody like and subscribe. We'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching on this beautiful Monday afternoon.